Hey guys, so I'm back with another video, and what we have in front of us today is the Suzuki Access 125. I've had this for about 7 months now, and thought I'll update you guys and share a few things that I've noticed over the 7 months that I've been using this. So let's get started. So the first thing that I noticed is that there is a sound that comes out of this area over here, and it's kind of like a buzzing sound, but it starts at like 20 kilometers, and the sound kind of tapers at about 40 kilometers. But if you're wearing a helmet and there's a lot of traffic on the streets, you're not going to be able to hear it anyways. I just showed this to the service center guys. They actually took apart the whole unit, the headlight unit, and they couldn't find it. So they did it on 2 different occasions. They couldn't identify where the sound was coming from. It was right in this area. Maybe my ears are too sensitive, but it doesn't affect the way the scooter rides. So we just left it at that, even though we took it apart like 2 times on 2 different occasions. They even changed this rear view mirror unit. They thought perhaps maybe there's vibration coming from here, but the problem still persists to this day, 7 months on. But it is what it is. It doesn't affect the riding of this scooter in any way. A couple of things else that I've noticed is the chrome finish. As you can see, I don't know if you can see over here, you can see these brown spots, right? So these brown spots have been coming on the chrome, and it's been only 7 months, so I'm kind of like wondering what kind of quality it is. Like, even if I look down here, even here you can see the brown spots. So I'm not really sure if it's just my scooter that has the issue with the chrome, but I just thought that you guys should know about this as well. So there is a little bit of rusting on the chrome, maybe because I'm in Goa and it's a coastal state, perhaps that's the reason. But again, like I said, I just thought you guys should know about this. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is the fuel level that is on the left hand side. It's got a funny quirk. Basically, if you put it on the side stand, it goes like 1 level lower. So say you park it on the side stand, do your business, whatever you need to get from wherever you've been, maybe going to a cafe, you come back, you start the bike again, it'll show you 1 level lower, right? And 2 or 3 kilometers after you start riding the scooter again, it's back to normal. So I'm guessing there's like a float or something in the fuel tank that kind of like tips to the side, and then maybe it shows that the fuel is lower because it's at an angle. But again, the service center guy said that's normal. It happens, I guess, in all axes. But that's a little, yeah, it's not really bad, but I just thought that you should know that that happens as well. Down here, I mentioned in my last video that there's a charger. I forgot to say that, but there is a charger. It's a USB charger, a type A charger, right here behind this port, as you can see. It's eliminated as well as soon as the keys go in. But yeah, I've never used it. I tried using it once just to test it, but in my 7 months I rarely used it. But perhaps people who do longer commutes to work, or plan long trips on a scooter, perhaps they might use it. But yeah, I never use it. So it's a feature, it's there, but I don't know if people really use it or not. All right, again, back to this instrument console. They've got the maps feature again. The maps, they pop up in this area over here. It's not as good as Google Maps. I mentioned that in my last video. Still the same. Some places they do not show up on the search, but if you know where the destination is that you want to go, you can drop a pin in the map, and then the map solution by Suzuki will figure out a route to take you there. So again, it's not as good as Google, but it works. Again, I also do not use it very often. Just like the charger, I don't use this feature a lot either. Let's move on. So like I said in my last video, the fuel filler cap is on the outside. I said that it's a really good feature because in case there's a fuel spill, the inside does not have the fuel odor, which is really bad. So I really think it's a good thing that they put it on the outside. But I feel that TVS, they have a better solution where you push a button, I guess, up front, and it just like pops open. You fill the fuel and then you can close it. Whereas here you got to take out the key and you got to insert it here, put it out, fill your fuel, and then when you put it back in, it's a two-hand operation. You got to grip the seat, the pillion seat grab bar. You hold it and then you got to push this in. It's not that easy. It's not a one-hand operation. So I'm still liking the fact that it's on the outside. Eliminates all the odor when you keep your helmet in the storage in there, but it's definitely a two-hand operation, not a one-hand operation. It's not that seamless, but still I like it. I'm hoping maybe like 2 or 3 generations later Suzuki will figure out a better way to implement this. Besides that, like I mentioned in the last video, again, there's a 12-inch tire up front and there's like a 10-inch tire out back. Now that's okay, that's pretty common. Now what I don't understand is why Suzuki have 2 different types of tire pressure. Like the front tire pressure is I think somewhere around like 22 psi, and the one on the back has 2 different types of psis. So if you're riding single, you got to put like I think about like 28 or 29 psi, and if you have like a second rider on the back seat, like a pillion rider, you got to have like 32 or something, or 33. I don't get it. Like, you know, say you go to like an office building, or you go to a cafe, you meet someone, or you want to drop your colleague back home after work. I mean, you don't leave the day, you know, you don't leave your house in the morning knowing that you're going to have somebody sit. So say you have like 29 psi or whatever the psi is for a single rider. Say you have set that, and then you got to give somebody a lift. So now what? You can't give somebody a lift because you have the wrong psi. So I've done 2 servicings thus far in this scooter, and both the times it was a free servicing as per the date given. You just got to take the scooter to the service center. They did an oil change. That's about it. They charged me for the oil, the engine oil. That's about like 450 Indian rupees, and that's about it. Nothing else. I didn't pay anything else. No service charge, no labor charge, no nothing. Just 450 for the oil. Now let's talk about a very important thing that a lot of people will want to know, is the fuel efficiency, right? So I've done about I've done about 4 full tanks after the first service. So a lot of people always say that when you do fuel efficiency, you got to always do it after you've done your first servicing. I do not know the reasoning behind it, but I did it anyways. So after after the servicing, the first servicing, I did 4 full tanks, and I got my fuel efficiency figures based on that. I feel the tank to tank method is the best method to test fuel efficiency, and I have some figures for you guys. I am gonna share a screenshot of it as well, so you can like do your own calculations, but I'm just gonna read off my phone right now over here. So the first fuel efficiency test I did, tank to tank, after the servicing, I got a mileage of 48.62 kilometers. The second one, after the servicing, the fuel attendant did drop some fuel, and I got a 46.04 kilometer per liter mileage. The third one, I got 49.68, and the fourth one, I got 49.09. So I'm getting roughly about 49 kilometers to the liter. So I just wanted to add also about the engine kill switch that I had mentioned in my last video again. The newer models, the 2021 models, have an engine kill switch where the engine kill switch is up here and the start switch is down here. It's a red color button. I spoke to the service center guys about this. They said it's a simple switch that gets replaced. So even I and other Axis 125 owners who have the 2020 model, this Bluetooth edition, can get it replaced. It probably takes about 15 minutes. There's couplers that get attached. There's no cutting of wires, none of that. It's a very simple procedure. It might cost them maybe like 300 or 400 rupees, whatever the cost of the part is, and that's it. So I'm really not thinking of getting it done. It's not a big deal, but in case you want to do it, it is possible legally and officially by Suzuki. The service center guys will do it for you. All right, so again, thank you for watching. I just wanted to share these with you. If you have any suggestions for me on how to make better videos, please drop it again in the comment section. I normally don't ask people to subscribe to my channel because I don't put videos up regularly, but I noticed a few people have subscribed recently. I don't know who you guys are, but I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm going to be making any videos much more regularly than I normally do, but thanks for staying subscribed. Thank you guys, and I'll end this video right here. All right, bye-bye. So guys, it's on the side stand, and it's running low fuel. Now, I'll tell you the methodology that I use. Like I said, it's always the best to do tank to tank, but you know, a lot of YouTubers, I see what they do is they put 1 liter in the fuel tank and they drive it continuously till the fuel runs out, and they go like, oh, this thing is giving me 55, this thing gives me 60. So that's not the real way to do a mileage test. That's not what happens in day-to-day life. You park your scooter multiple times, you leave it overnight, you know, the scooter stands still, you got to let it warm up for about 10 seconds. Even though we're in Goa and it's not that cold out here, you still need to get the engine to temperature so you need to let it run for at least about 10 seconds, right? So that consumes a little fuel. You stop multiple times, you know, at the traffic lights. That also leads to lower fuel efficiency. Now, my riding style is that I do not ride over 50 kilometers per hour. I'm mostly around the 43 or 44 kilometer per hour mark. And I don't ride rough, I ride slow. I always plan my trips in advance, so I'm never in a hurry. I don't go like 80 kilometers per hour or 90. I think 95 is like the top speed of this scooter. But I'm always under 50. I'm driving around 45. So when you consider the fact that, you know, you do multiple stops from tank to tank, you know, it might happen over like 3, 4, 5 days, depending on how much you ride. So over 5 days or a week, where you stop multiple times, you know, the engine starts from cold multiple times, you're not gonna get 55, 56 in real world unless you're only riding on the highways every single day. Then yes, you might cross 50, but in day-to-day life in the city, over a week you're gonna get about 49 kilometers to the liter. If you have any tips for me to increase my mileage, increase the fuel efficiency, do let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you ride better than me. Like I said, it's over 10 years since I last had a scooter. I'm old and I don't know, maybe there's some new techniques I don't know of. You can drop it off in the comment section. Maybe I'll be able to get a better mileage next time around.